Five Nights at Freddy's is known for having a very big scare tactic to it. But the one thing that is actually scariest about the game is not the jump scares, the noises, it's the hallucinations. And these hallucinations actually pop up whenever the fuck they want. These hallucinations involve the two shadows and the stupid little skeleton that likes to crawl into the air vents on the right side and try to murder your face. A hallucination is a noun, a sensory experience of something that does not exist outside the mind, caused by various I cannot speak words caused by various physical and mental disorders or by reaction to certain toxic substances, and usually manifested as visual or auditory images. I did not know how to speak English today. Today is just not a speaking day for me. Its second meaning is the sensation caused by a hallucinatory condition or the object or scene visualized. That would actually explain the two shadows that you see in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. But let's do the third one. A false notion, belief, or impression, illusion, delusion. That would be the empty endoskeleton. Canadian actually went to say that it can't be Golden Freddy. So that kind of sends that theory down the drain. But the one thing that does confuse me a lot is the fact that these things like to pop up out of nowhere. In the first game, you didn't have to worry about much. You had to worry about Foxy running down the hall, you had to worry about Freddy, Foxy? I already said Foxy, didn't I? Haha! It is too late for me, I need a coffee. You had to worry about Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, and Foxy. And once in a while, Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy wasn't that hard to take care of. I mean, if you're an idiot and decide to stare at him like most people do, you get a blood-curdling scream. But if you look away, he disappears, which proves he is a hallucination. But in the second game, oh boy, I could write a whole fucking book about that. The second game, you have 4 hallucinations to deal with. No, the mannequin does not count as a hallucination because he does exist. He is actually in the pizzeria. He does stalk you down. The scariest thing is that even when you think you're safe, you're not. Because he can still come up to you whenever he wants if that magical little music box stops flashing red. As soon as that stops, you know you're done for. Ooh, that thing just creeps me out just thinking about it. Now, there is another thing I'd like to bring up to attention. Canadian did make another good point about there being 2 purple men. If they were blue, I'd make an Eiffel 65 joke, but I can't. What is the exact purpose for this? And why do I have a feeling that Scott actually might have made a mistake? I mean, he made Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in under a month. If I read my research correctly. I mean, it's certain that a few things might have gone by him accidentally when he was writing everything down. I'm not saying that this is a big mistake. I mean, it's so small that it took only a few people to actually realize it happened for it to be released onto the internet and everyone knowing about it in like 5 minutes. But other than the hallucinations, there is one other thing in Five Nights at Freddy's that freaks me out to my core. It's the scream. No, I'm not talking about the how long? Like 3-4 second scream that happens during a pop-up scare? I'm talking about the full scream. I only heard the full scream once, and that was when I was stumbling around YouTube trying to find like stuff I could throw into this video. Someone accidentally glitched Foxy's jump scare. Actually glitched him away. Like, he opened the door right as Foxy was about to come through, so I guess because the door was closed a second before Foxy would have started banging on it, the game didn't know what to do with that. So, Foxy appears for like a split second, he disappears, guy's still alive, but you hear the full scream. The full screen is known for being on the iOS version. It doesn't really happen much on the PC version, if I read correctly. I'll let you guys have a listen to that scream. I don't know about you, but that is freaky. Just proves the fact that those kids are trapped in those animatronics. This is Minnie Martin, saying goodnight. Just remember, a hallucination is only in your head. The purple guy, Canadian, does a good job of explaining that, so I'll link him at the end of the video. And the scream, I'll let you figure that one out. I really don't have much words for it, other than shock, horror, disbelief that this can actually be happening.